I was asking myself, why does Piers Morgan have such a problem with Tommy Robinson? And then I saw this debate, and it all started to make sense because he got absolutely destroyed on live television. Check it out.
Would you have a ban, like Donald Trump suggested in America, would you have a ban on Muslims entering the country, new Muslims trying to have a home in this country?
I believe we need to protect the British public right now.
So what's the answer to the question?
British Muslims?
Yeah, the British public. I didn't say British non-Muslim public. I said the British public. We've had.
Would you ban?
We've had
Tommy, you're a straight talker.
Children are being killed.
Yes, we all know what's been happening.
Yes, I would. I would stop.
You would ban all Muslims.
I would temporarily halt Muslim immigration to this country until we get a grip of the problem. I differentiate Muslims from Islam.
Right,
okay?
but what you don't do.
Differentiate Muslims.
Muslims are people. Islam is an idea.
Yeah.
Islam's an idea. A bad idea.
And
Islam is a faith.
No, it's an idea.
It's a faith.
It's an idea that you can change your mind.
No, it's a faith. Like Christianity.
Like Scientology.
It's like all faiths.
Like
it's a religion, it's a faith.
Like Scientology.
So, Tommy,
if you accept,
it's an ideology. If you're saying that the problem is with Islam, are you accepting that you're Islamophobic?
Because there are 100 verses in this...
Yes or no?
Okay.
Are you Islamophobic?
There's no such word as Islamophobia. Phobia is an irrational fear. It's not irrational to fear these things. Now, if I hold this book up and say there will never...
It's not irrational to fear these things. Tommy just says it as it is.
Be peace on this earth so long as we have this book. It's a violent and cursed book.
That's wrong.
Can I tell you who said that? Can I tell you who said
Can
that?
you put the
Sir William Gladstone
Right, you
said
wouldn't
that.
do that with...
Sir William Gladstone
Would you do that with
said
the Bible? Show some respect.
Show some respect.
Show some respect.
Have you read this book?
For people...
Have you read this book?
There are over a billion people...
There are 100 verses in this book that incite violence and murder against us.
Show some damn respect for people's religious beliefs, right?
I should show some respect for a book that incites murder against me.
Put it down.
And calls me an animal. No, I won't put it down. Sir William Gladstone held this book above his head in Parliament, and he said there will never be peace on this earth so long as we have this book. It's a violent and cursed book. Was Sir William Gladstone, who we have statues across our capital city, was he a bigot or an Islamophobe?
See, now
Winston Churchill...
You're sounding like a complete
Winston
lunatic.
Churchill... No, I'm quoting previous some of the best leaders in this country.
You're sounding like a bigoted lunatic.
No, I'm not.
Somebody that basically... You are an Islamophobe who hates Islam.
No, I don't
You basically
hate
think all Muslims are to blame. We've seen you on video saying it. And what you're doing now is deliberately inflammatory. It is deliberately poisonous.
How is this
and
inflammatory?
you are having the complete opposite effect to the one that you say you have. You are stirring up hatred. You are abusing people's religion. You're abusing their faith. And you're being a complete disgrace.
What do you know about the Prophet Muhammad? We've established nothing. You are ignorant.
I know that you're deliberately insulting
people. What do you know about the Prophet? How am I insulting people?
Who have deeply held religious beliefs.
And
you flouncing the Quran around in your hand in that disgraceful manner is outrageous.
This book is the reason we're in such a mess.
No.
That's a reality.
No, we're in this mess because people take Islam, they are terrorists, and they abuse the nature of Islam and the wording of Islam, and they perpetrate evil, and it is completely wrong. For you to try and claim that the vast majority of Muslims, who are decent, law-abiding people, to try and abuse and mock their faith and their holy book is an outrage.
Their holy book. When you talk, when the sacred months have passed, slay the non-Muslims wherever you find them and take them captive and besiege them and prepare for them in ambush. Who's slaying who? I'm not inciting hatred. This calls for my death.
Now I know why Piers Morgan refuses to have Tommy Robinson on his show, because he got destroyed the last time they met. On top of that, Piers Morgan is a massive hypocrite. And what do I mean by that? He has people on that hate Jews all the time. People like Myron Gaines, who talks about how, yeah, the Nazis, they didn't actually do anything wrong, and maybe, this was okay and whatever. He has people like Candace Owens on, who constantly talks about Jews. She 77% or something like 75 to 77% of her episodes, she mentions Jews. Why? Because she's obsessed with us, because all she does is attribute bad things to Jewish people. That's that's two. On top of that, people like Kanye West. The last time he had an anti-Semitic outburst, he had Kanye West on. Nobody criticizes him for that. And then when it comes to people that criticize Islam, like the apostate prophet, like Tommy Robinson, no, sorry, can't come on. Not going to work. Only people that will beat around the bush and not criticize Islam itself, but say, oh, immigration is a problem, or this is a problem, etc., etc. So again, Tommy Robinson isn't even hating on Muslims. He's simply saying, yeah, Muslims are fine. I don't like this ideology. I don't like the fact that they're talking about this stuff, and I don't like the fact that this book is spouting hate towards us. I don't want them in the country. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with not wanting people that don't share your beliefs in your country. I wanted to show you one more clip of Christopher Hitchens warning us against Islam and saying that your politicians will betray you, coinciding with a clip of Keir Starmer actually going ahead and and basically fulfilling the prophecy. Check it out.
Or give it up, or give it to your deadliest enemy and pay for the rope that will choke you. This is very urgent business, ladies and gentlemen. I beseech you. Resist it while you still can, and before the right to complain is taken away from you, which will be the next thing. You will be told you can't complain because you're Islamophobic. The term is already being introduced into the culture as if it was an accusation of race hatred, for example, or bigotry, whereas it's only the objection to the preachings of a very extreme and absolutist religion. Watch out for these symptoms. They are not just symptoms of surrender, very often ecumenically offered to you by men of God in other robes, Christian and Jewish and smarmy ecumenical. These are the ones who will hold open the gates for the barbarians. The barbarians never take a city till someone holds the gates open for them. And it's your own preachers who will do it for you, and your own multicultural authorities who will do it for you. Resist it while you can. And if you wonder what will happen if you don't, look and see how a cricket team in Middlesex in England had to change its name by force last week because it was called, and had been for years, the Middlesex Crusaders. Look and see how stories about little pigs can't be taught to children in English schools anymore, lest offense be taken by the religion of peace. Resist it while you can.
One of the things that is coming up over and over again is Islamophobia. And, well, you can see the stats, you can see the numbers rising, particularly since October the 7th. Although we shouldn't fall into the trap of thinking that before October the 7th, this was all heading in the right direction. It's been far too high for far too long. Clearly, we need to just say over and over again, Islamophobia is intolerable. It can never, ever be justified. And we have to continue with a zero tolerance approach. And I think there's more we can do in government. There's certainly stuff online which I think needs tackling much more robustly than it is at the moment.
What I'm hoping, Keir, is your experience as a prosecutor means you'll be thinking about the strategy we can use to make sure we take action against those who break the law.
All right, it is a little bit dramatic. I'm not gonna kid you guys. The barbarians are coming. They're opening the gates. I think it's a little bit much, a little bit too much for my brain, but there is a solid point here, and that is that there are people like Hamas, like Hezbollah, like Islamist terrorist organizations that are garnering a lot of support in the West, and that people in the West are excusing Islamists, people that are trying to commit terrorism, and basically saying that that is a good thing and that that is not a problem. And the unbelievable tolerance of violence, of people that are committing violent acts, that the West is basically saying, well, they're brown, so that's okay. Well, they're Islamic, so I don't want you to say that they're Islamic. I don't want you to bring up the fact that there may be a problem in the Muslim world. And that is scary. That is 100% a problem. I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over for Europe, but the UK is terrified of this clip. They are shaking in their boots. I mean, this clip went all over Twitter. It went really viral because of the fact that a lot of people see this to be true. For more, subscribe to the channel. If you want to help us make more of these videos, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JewishUncensored. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.